How y'all doing? Today I got something extra special for you guys. So today we're going to be making this. Yeah, so now we're in After Effects and we're going to be creating a new composition now. 1080 by 1080 is okay. Let's title it Waka. Waka in Pidgin English actually means to take a walk. Yeah. So we're going to be copying the color palettes from the previous project. Yeah, let me just hide that. Yeah, that's a shy tool. So we're going to be creating a new solid. Let's put that under our color palettes. Change it to bright yellow. Okay, now let's click on the polygon tool. Now what I'm doing is I'm drawing or I'm sketching out the avatar. Yeah, the avatar in our video. You can change that to 3. That's actually to make a perfect triangle. Now I'm going to be drawing out the shadows. I just used the pen tool now. So I'm going to be sketching that carefully. I'll have to change the color of that. Yeah, I can pick an outline. So now we're going to be and making some adjustments on the parts just to ensure the shadows are right. So I'm going to be making use of the shape tool again. This time I'm trying to sketch out the body of my avatar. Don't forget, this avatar is going to be available on Mintbase, so you can purchase and get an access to the project file of this project. I'm actually speeding things up here a little bit so y'all don't get bored of watching me do this. Just so you know, you should have maybe some knowledge of some After Effects to do this. I'm only showing you my process from scratch so you know how I created this 29 seconds animation. So I'm using the pen tool to create a line that is to be the arm. Now I'm going to use the same shape tool. Most of the things I used in this video tutorial or in this animation is mostly just the shape tool. So I was using the shape tool for most of the shapes. You can as well use Illustrator if you are good with Illustrator to create these shapes and import it into After Effects. You can easily animate them with After Effects, but if you wish to use the tools available in After Effects already, you can also do that. However, if you are using Illustrator, you would have to convert most of your imports to shapes, so you can be able to manipulate it however you wish. So here I'm just adding one of the fingers, and I'm going to be drawing the arm now. Well, my intention for this animation wasn't to make it perfect. I wanted to make use of odd shapes to create this. Basically just shapes. I wanted to make it as unserious as possible, and I'm glad I got close. Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe to Blaqk Stereo. They're the ones that are making this tutorial very much available for you guys. So let's just fast forward a little bit and get back into this. So I just fast forwarded to all the shapes. It was just the shape tool I used in creating everything here. So we have the eyes, the arms, the fingers, the phone, and all that. So now I'm going to be creating the eyelids, so we can have our avatar blinking. So I just made use of the Alpha Matte tool. That's what you use to conceal things in After Effects. Yeah, just click on that drop-down menu and click on Alpha Matte. Now I'm making use of this whip, that is the parent, to parent the hand to the arms, and as well as the phone too. So we're going to be animating the upward down movements of the hand when it gradually comes up for our avatar to take a look at the phone. So now this is the speed graph. I'm going to be using this to create a curve of the movement so we can have a more realistic movement. I just set some of the keyframes. I'm going to be adjusting the keyframes now because I'm not exactly satisfied with the speed. It still looks fake. I'm going to move the keyframe a bit forward again. I don't think it's the curve that is moving. Yeah, I think that should do it. So I just parented the brows to the head. Yeah, see that smooth movement there? So the amazing thing about this animation is just basically just keyframes, just simple keyframes. There were no plugins used for this thing. I could recommend some plugins like Blaqk. I think Blaqk is free for download. You can download Blaqk. Blaqk is just like joystick and sliders, but Blaqk is actually free. You could use it to create stuffs that you can basically just move the sliders and you would have your avatar animating. But first of all, you would have to create keyframes like this to be able to make use of these sliders. It's just an easier way of working if you are working on complex animations. So now I'm positioning the eyes. For the right moments, they are supposed to stay at the phone. Okay, I think that was too slow, so. Now I'm adjusting the brows. Only to give that special wink. Sorry, it's not a wink. The brows movements, when he's about to get into the dating app. Wants to go find some cool triangle-headed chicks. I don't know, probably if I created a girl in this thing, she would probably be a purple or a pink. Yeah, it's about to go get some chicks. That's what's up. All right, so I'm actually going to be dividing this in scenes. I'm creating scenes now. So I'm going to title this scene 1. Yeah, scene 1 new.
So grouping your scenes or stages of your animation into scenes kind of makes it more easier to follow and more organized. That, in my opinion.
So in total, I think I'm going to be making just the complex part of this animation. You could definitely use these guides to guide you in if you are going to be making something similar, or if you want to use them to make an entirely new project. However, I think it's best to group your projects in scenes most of the time. It just keeps everything neat, and it's always very easy to navigate most of the time. Titling is very important when you are working with stuff. So for this one, I took a screenshot of the dating app, and now I am using the shape tool to max out the parts I don't need and keep the parts I need eventually. So we're going to be creating a simulation of how the app works on the phone. Or how the app looks. So I'm just ensuring most of everything here is accurate. So I'm going to be creating a null object, and I'm going to parent them to the null object. So when I move the null object, I can have the screen move at my pace or at my wheel, whichever way I want it moving. Null object is almost like an adjustment layer, but it is used to mostly for parenting, to just link things to. Now I'm going to be creating the movement. After all this, I'm going to easy ease. That is on Windows is Control, I think it's F9. So I don't know how your keyboard is numbered, but most new keyboards now you have to make use of FN and F9. That would create an easy ease. So now I am creating a cube because I wanted to cover the plus. And I just imported the key from the game and added a glow effect to it. Just to give it that extra special look. Of course, I have to parent it to the null object or the phone screen, whichever way works. Now I just added a loop. The command is loop out, close bracket. So my key can animate on its own without me having to put multiple keyframes. It did just loop whatever keyframe I have kept behind. Now this is a portal I created. I'm going to drop a reference on a very good reference that you could follow in creating such a portal. I could have created it, but I feel some guys did very good justice to this portal. So I will drop the link below that you can follow. Now I have used my alpha mat to create the phone screen. So I brought my phone screen in and created an alpha mat to create the simulation of a phone screen. Now what I'm about to do is adjust the finger movement of the avatar to sync the movement of the phone screen to make it look realistic. I'm going to easy ease my keys, that is F9, to ensure the movement is smooth. Please always feel free to slow down this video tutorial if there's anything you don't understand. Now I'm adjusting the phone screen to ensure the hand movement is in sync with it. I had to create enable time remap to elongate the phone screen composition. You can get that by right-clicking on the layer. And above you see enable time remap. I'm still setting keyframes on the finger to simulate the movement. Because it has to be done perfectly. You know, one major rule about animation is the drawings don't have to be like manga style, or you don't have to limit yourself to one particular style of art. As long as it comes from the heart, it works. Just ensure your lines are clean. That's the number one rule. Ensure you have clean lines all the time. But hey, it depends on your creativity. You can have scratches here and there and it would look really cool. Animation is life itself. So now I'm creating more of like a tilt to give it that more softer feel. Reducing the time. Shout out to Near Protocol. They are the main partners behind Blaqk Stereo. Now we are in a new scene. I'm going to be creating the finger that pushes the portal before we have our avatar enter into the portal. Now this is a very simple one. Normally after you create a shape using the pen tool, paths would have been created, and those paths can be animated. What you have to do to animate those parts is to first click on the stopwatch and create a keyframe. Then, moving forward in time, you can always just move your paths on your screen and a new keyframe will be created automatically. For a more smoother or curvy movement, well, you can always make use of your F9 to easy ease. Now I'm creating the explosion effect. After clicking on the portal, that bright light that shines out. But of course, I didn't want it to be perfect. I just needed it to be creative. I just needed it to be out of the box. Just as easy as that, we have created our hand movements. We have done our explosion. So now we're going to be putting the end frame. We have already created solid with the green, with the color of the explosion. So that just fades in once the explosion has reached its climax. Adjusting the keyframes to ensure everything is perfect. So we're just making use of the opacity. You can click on T. That would bring the opacity out for any layer you wish to see the opacity for. And lastly, we are on the final part of our video. I'm going to be dropping a link on how to create a galaxy like that. I believe someone on YouTube actually did a very phenomenal job. I'm going to be dropping the link down below in the description, so you can use that to create your space world of sorts. You could use for maybe an animation project or something else. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really have to be an animation video. I actually felt it was cool. I would have shown you guys how to make or create this, but I believe someone else has done it, so it doesn't really make sense for me to repeat what the person has done. But it's super easy, and I think the person did a lot of justice to it. Now, I am adding the last filter, which is actually called Renoiser. Now, Renoiser is a plugin from Red Giant. I'm going to be using that to create some noise for this footage, to give it a very Crips look of sort. I'm just trying out the different looks here. I think I'm going to go with Kung Fu fighting. Yeah, that works. I think that wraps it up. Let me just do a quick preview. Wow. It's in a new universe now. So now I'm just going to create a new solid and create a kind of fade, to fade our screen into black after our avatar has moved out of the screen. More of like a closing. I'm going to be making use of the opacity on this layer. Just click on T to bring up the opacity. And voila. that's just about that.
Let's see it.